welcome to WTFSutter. Where are we at? I think episode 409 just aired, and still editing. Finished 412, and I'm working on 413. You know, probably have about another month or so, 3 or 4 weeks in post before I actually finish up. And I will continue to do these for a while. I think my plan is to do them until I'm at least here on the lot, which would be about another 3 weeks. Which may or may not take us through all the episodes. That was my goal, was to at least keep doing these until the last episode aired. We'll maybe or maybe not get to that, but we'll get close. Our first question is from, I'm dipping into a more recent batch of questions. Hey Kurt, Brian Dowdy, really, your name is Dowdy? I'm sorry. From Sam Crow. He's from the Sam Crow Facebook chapter. Wasn't aware that there was a Sam Crow Facebook chapter. And he asks, why in the hell would you kill off Juice? Well, Brian, clearly you have not seen episode 8, where we make it abundantly clear that we didn't kill off Juice. Hopefully, I guess I should have qualified this with a spoiler alert, but maybe my savvy tech friend here, Josh, can put a little spoiler alert flasher on the screen, huh? Yeah? There we go. You know, first of all, I adore Theo Rossi. I think he's a super great guy, and you know, just enjoy having him around the set, and quite honestly, and you know, has been such an accommodating and you know, great energy to have on set, and you know, quite honestly, there's no way I wanted to get rid of the actor, because he's an awesome guy. So, but I did know I wanted to carry out this arc and take it into a dark place. And my sense, and the thing I actually love about what we did, is that, you know, Juice is a guy who, you know, couldn't even get the suicide right. You know what I mean? And should have known better than to use a chain, which ultimately ended up being too heavy on the branch. And, you know, so, I mean, there's part of it that almost makes it, you know, his inability to kill himself almost more pathetic than if he actually did. So that was the intent of some of that, and obviously the dramatic impact of that, and you know, and then being able to play it out on the rest of the club, which, you know, is just much more dramatic fodder than just, you know, having another dead body, quite honestly. So and I did like the mislead, the idea that we begin that episode thinking potentially that one member is dead, and lo and behold, he's not, but by the end of the episode there's another member that actually does meet his demise. So I just love, you know, the juxtaposition of that, and fucking with people's sense of what's really going to happen, as I like to do. So obviously I did not kill him off, and you know, we continue to play out what's happened with Juice, and like we do on this show, those events will not take place in a vacuum. You know, that they may not necessarily be dealt with emotionally or story-wise in every episode, but that now is a fabric of Juice's character. It's a fabric of his arc. It's a, you know, it's part of his story that, you know, will inform all his relationships and all his storylines and everything that we do with the character from here to the end of the series, you know. So you know, for me, it just adds another layer to that character that, you know, before this season was, quite frankly, somewhat two-dimensional, you know. not by the actor's portrayal, but by the fact that, you know, a lot of our secondary guys, we have a limited amount of time to, you know, to give a lot of backstory, to give a lot of history. And we were able to do that somewhat this season, obviously with Juice, as we have, you know, as we have a little bit last season. We got a lot of, obviously we got a lot of Chib's backstory, and this season we get a lot of Juice's and a little bit of Tig's actually as well. Let's do one more. I think I answered that one last week, actually. I don't delete the ones I've answered. So this actually isn't a question, it's a comment, but it will allow me to sort of address a good thing. And this is from Eric Mothersbaugh, whose comment was, "Fuck DirecTV up their stupid asses with no lube." He is a seminary student at the. Just kidding. Here's the deal. As you know, as I'm aware of that, a lot of people didn't know what was going on. But for those of you who did, we were struggling with DirecTV and perhaps dropping some of the Fox cable channels from their contract, and you know, and we were very vocal about it. I was very vocal about it. The showrunners on FX did little PSAs before their shows the last week, and you know, and the good news is that you know, we were heard, I believe, and I'm told, and although I don't know this for sure, but I'm really told that the Sons of Anarchy fans were clearly the most passionate and the most vocal in expressing their dissatisfaction with the potential of DirecTV dropping those channels. And I believe that that it was that passion that ultimately perhaps persuaded cooler heads to prevail and make the decision to you know, to work things out, and not that things wouldn't have been worked out without that, but I think what it did is it made people realize that who was truly losing with this, you know, discussion that was basically all about, you know, clearly all about money, and that taking into account of you know, the customers that would really be suffering, and I really feel like you know, that we had an opportunity to express our dissatisfaction, and that Suns fans really rallied to the call and made their dissatisfaction known. And I really think that them, you know, people potentially losing Suns, and you know, American Horror Story is a huge hit with a growing fan base, that I'm sure any day now will outpace our show if ratings indicate anything. Well, which is you know, which is just awesome. It's awesome for the network. It's just good for everybody. And you know, and then ultimately, you know, all the other shows, The League and Sunny, and you know, all these shows that have really loyal and dedicated fan bases, they really, I think they really spoke up, and it's great. You know, I think that it's good that people took the time to realize who was going to suffer as a result. So I thank all the fans of not only my show but all those FX shows, and we worked it out. And I think that's it. I will keep people posted. I know episode 10 airs this week, and I will just say, you know, I say this about every fucking episode because, you know, I'm a proud father, but you know, this season, I think episode 10 is really just it's a bit of a game changer. So I would stay tuned for it. And episode 11 is our is a big episode. It's a 90-minute episode. So that follows on the heels of 10. And we're just putting together 12 and 13. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for speaking out. And we'll talk. We'll do this. We'll do this again. Thanks.